All right, everyone, welcome back to the shop. We made a lot of progress on the frame yesterday. Today, I think, before I can finish that frame, I'm gonna build the engine cradle because that cradle will be a cross member to help hold the frame rails when I do the finish cutting and welding, try and keep things from moving. So that's what we're gonna focus on today. So the cradle's gonna go down through that motor mount. The motor mounts actually have to get moved too. I have to move them forward about an inch. But I'll wrap underneath the engine and up to the other side frame rail. And then once I have that in, I'm gonna do a little bit more welding up on the front of the frame. Then down here, I'm actually gonna cut this line here, which will match the rear slope there. And then this will be a little bit different. I'll plate it in with some other sheet metal or other flat bar that I have. So I don't like that huge step in the frame. I don't think it's going to look real great. And I figured if I could taper that up a little bit, then it would look much better. And then I'm going to gusset the backside of this 2x4, and I might end up putting a gusset in here too. There's also going to be a fish plate there, so maybe I'll just make a fish plate gusset all in one. We'll see. First thing we're going to do for that engine cradle is I'm going to cut two pieces. This is a 1/4 inch by 4 inch. I'm going to cut two pieces 6 inches long. And then this is a 2x3 rectangle tube. That's going to sit on here. This is just a scrap piece. That angle's not quite right, but that way I can get two bolts on each side of it. And then I've got a piece, it's on the floor over there, just a piece of black pipe that I'm going to drill through the frame rails and put the pipe through and slug it so that I can bolt everything tight without collapsing the frame rails. So that's our game plan. We're gonna get those plates cut, get the holes drilled, the pipe in, and get those plates bolted on where we think we need them, and rebuild motor mounts, and then we'll get to building that stirrup. Okay, so my motor mounts, they were just some cheap Amazon, I think 35 bucks for the set. They do not fit with my headers, and they are a lot easier to change than the headers. So I cut them apart. I just needed the pedestals, made new plates. There's the old plates, and then that'll just relocate things about 3/4 of an inch forward on each side, and then it'll clear the passenger side header. The driver's side header has all kinds of room, but the passenger side was, I think they moved the header forward to stay off of the starter, and so it just fits between the AC pump and the starter with the header and the motor mount, but it's all gonna fit. So our new plate gonna go up in here. You can see it's close to that AC pump, but I looked and it should fit. Yeah, anyways, so yeah, we got to get that bolted up in there, and then we'll get the pedestal mount tacked on. I'll get both sides tacked together, measured out, everything, and then we'll pull them out and weld them up. Well, they're not as pretty as the ones that I bought, but you know what? They fit and they'll work. So and they move it where I need it. We're gonna make this thing go. Okay, trying a little update here. So I got some 1/2 inch plates. These are gonna be part of the engine cradle. Got one on each side. I'm just got them clamped in place for spacing because I'm gonna be cutting and piecing together the cradle. It'll be 3 pieces, and I'll weld it all up. I'll probably tack it in place, and then I'll figure out exactly where to put the ends at. So anyways, we're gaining. All right, progress is very slow on this. Well, my engine free hanging here and moving around has made things really not fun. But finally getting somewhere. I'm gonna cut a piece to go across the bottom of that, and we'll hopefully, nothing's welded, it's just a couple tacks holding that up and some clamps holding the engine where it should be. I think that's where it's gonna sit. And I'm not gonna weld or drill any of the holes in the frame yet, just because I want to get this whole stirrup built and bolted onto the engine, and then situate everything. If the engine needs to come forward, then I'll figure it out and drill it and weld the slugs in. Man, after the last 2 days of progress, I feel like I got my butt kicked today. I semi-accomplished what I was going for, but that went way harder. I'm 7 hours in and don't have much to show. All we managed to do was build the stirrup under the engine and get everything tacked. The motor mounts are tacked, the new motor mounts are built. So technically, if I felt like it, I could probably hang the engine in there, but it wants to tip to the back because there's no transmission or anything. So at least it's located, it's centered in the frame, everything looks good there, it's sitting level-ish. So I'll level the front to back with the transmission. We'll see how that goes, but it really is sitting just about right. So, you know, small bit of progress, a lot of work, but I'm liking it. I like where it sits. It's gonna clear under the hood just fine. Everything will be good. I think I'm gonna like that engine cradle. That's nice. I have 4 bolts on each side and the whole engine just comes straight up out of the frame. That's gonna be awesome. I know this is the fun part of the build, but it's still the tedious part of the build. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Every little bit helps. Appreciate everyone, and we'll keep going on this thing.